Hi, you're watching Palm Beach Rocks, and I'm your host, Roxana Sella. Art is one thing that's always and yet never out of style. It's just a matter of taste, and this show has it all. From the art of a great fight to a designer show house, rock and roll through the lens, Hollywood in art, and oh, those fabulous fakes. This and so much more, so stay with us. The Red Cross Designer Show House hosted their 35th year as 15 nationally recognized interior and exterior designers transformed an intercoastal home into a work of art. And hey, I wanted everything. I'm so excited to be here. It's finally open. The Designer Showcase from American Red Cross. I can't wait to see what the designers did. 16 of them. Oh, each room is incredible. So come on, they're waiting for us. I have to say, this is magnificent out here.
Thank you.
Who was the creative director for all this?
Well, Daryl drove the bus on a lot of it. I mean, we confer back and forth the way we do the design process, but Daryl really, engaged the space and came up with the initial concepts. And of course, the green wall was huge.
Yes, I can see that. How long do you think that's going to take for it to completely fill in?
It'll be full by the end of this season, and it'll be really lush by the second season.
Wow.
So Belgard Pavers came in, asked to do a fire pit for the show house, and they asked us to design it. So we came up with the development of the pathway along the living wall and down to the fire pit. So it is a separate little journey down to it.
This room here is I did with my daughter, India. Most of what we do is green decorating, so that these are papers that are done in a very ecologically friendly fashion. This is a rug of natural bamboo and silk. This is natural linen, and everything is reused or recycled. That's what we call it when we do old furniture. It's recycled furniture.
What I've done here is created a room that I thought I would sit and design. So the bookcases have some design books, and on the desk you have some of my sketch and a book that I'm looking at this moment for a source of inspiration.
Why did you choose? You chose these kind of colors. What were you thinking?
Well, we chose actually this. It's a Benjamin Moore paint for the color because it actually makes you look very healthy. It does. It's an evening color. Matrons are used primarily in the evenings, and it glows at night. It's really quite beautiful.
With this wild, fabulous wallpaper, gave it a whole different look.
A whole different look. It was dark and not very inviting. In this way, we gave it a breath of fresh air. We brought in color.
Tell me about the light fixtures.
The light fixtures, we really think gave the whole room just that added amazing, oh my gosh, I haven't seen this before. It makes you smile.
Why did you choose this for the guest room?
We wanted something very calming and soothing. I find that clients respond very well to blues and greens in the bedrooms, so I thought we'd take that and run with it.
I love the chandelier, and of course your art pieces that you chose. And the bathroom is also part of your design.
It is, yes. We again had to lighten and brighten, had to strip wallpaper, put up new things, actually put up sconces, change the hardware to nickel. We did all nickel throughout the suites, the doors, the plumbing fixtures, so on and so forth. Did a bit of wallpapers, got fun, some chenille.
Mimi, I have to say, when you walk into this home, what an entrance you have created.
Thank you. I have always wanted to use tin other than on a ceiling, and when I walked into this space, I was like, there it is, that's my chance. So we put it up, and then we had it faux.
How long did it take you to create this?
We started the end of November. We started with all the designs of the paneling and the cornice. And and this was easy. I knew exactly what I wanted.
How high is this
The ceiling is 28 feet.
Oh my gosh.
That took them a day to put the scaffolding in.
You're definitely making a statement with this wallpaper. It's very subtle, but yet you're saying that wallpaper is back in a strong way.
Well, it's a very subtle wallpaper, but we used it in a very unusual way because it is scalamandre. It's a hand-blocked print. that I've taken and cut up into 9-inch wide strips.
Oh my gosh.
So they are the same pattern in two different colorways on the wall. And the white is actually the wall paint showing through between the stripes of the wallpaper.
I wanted to create a sort of dressing sitting room, place for reading or reflection. There's some to look at the water, enjoy the beautiful garden, and really just make it nice and warm and comfortable. And I do like to work with contrast.
And then you also have the bathroom here that I think is beautiful.
Thank you. We went ahead and followed the same high gloss lacquer around the room there with the navy blue and a grass cloth.
We decided it was such a big place. We needed to have some kind of a multi-purpose space for people to come to where they can have a little nap, or they can sit and read a book, or they can play a game down there. So it's rather like a very sophisticated gathering place.
We used the gray color to really tie the three spaces together and used it on all of the surfaces, the walls, the ceiling, the doors. So really it was that cozy feeling that we were after.
Can you tell me a little bit about your inspiration for out here, because I think it's beautiful?
Yeah, well, basically the inspiration was Mediterranean, and we wanted to create a courtyard feeling that didn't feel like a driveway, but it felt like an area where people could gather and entertain as they're doing now. And we wanted to kind of mask the architecture a little bit, but highlight some of the strong elements of the house as well.
This year, the designers have really outdone themselves. There isn't a room that I wouldn't want to live in. Watch for our Red Cross Designer Show House to be featured in Traditional Home magazine. Lights, camera, action! The art of Hollywood has never looked better than through the eyes of the Norton Museum of Art, as they remind us of what it's like to be starstruck. And oh, those naughty, fabulous fakes, as only my dearest friend Kenneth J. Lane can recreate. Remember, girls, faux is queen.
I'm so interested in art and education, and I think the Norton Museum and the Dreyfus School of the Arts are my favorites because they combine the two things that I'm interested in. And I love this museum.
Yeah.
And it's just a thrill to be here tonight. What can I tell you?
I know. What do you think about the exhibit?
I think it's fabulous. All the stars, they were so young and so beautiful.
Weren't they, though?
Good manners and elegance have passed us by. We lived in the area when manners, elegance was combined with beauty. And that's what I love so much about it.
I can't say what a really exciting thing to have, not only your beautiful pieces here being exhibited at the Norton, but to have you yourself here.
It's a great museum, the Norton, and very little known. I mean, it really has wonderful, wonderful stuff in it. Wonderful painting, beautiful building. I was told it's well, I think it is the best museum, the biggest museum, most important museum south of Atlanta.
Of all of the people that you've had the pleasure of creating pieces for?
I've only created one thing once for Jackie Onassis. It's the only thing I've ever done. on commission.
We can take a look
And
at
it's
it.
sold for $90,500 in a sale at Sotheby's.
I did wear my pearls just for
Oh,
you
but those
because I
are-
wanted to show you
those
that
are great pearls.
if I'm going to own pearls, they're going to be Kenneth J. Lane
On
pearls.
another.
And you know what? Your things are not only collectible, they're vintage, but they're wearable. When you think of society and fashion, couture, things like that, and when you think of your designs, are they still following the same kind of a style, or have styles changed that much within the
Women
industry?
wear things they've had in mind for 40 years, and they still look good.
Yeah, they still look good. And I have to say, my pearls do.
Yeah, well, pearls are easy, but you know, jewelry doesn't go out of style the way clothes do. When you think of Elsa Peretti at Tiffany, I love Elsa. She's a very good designer, but it hasn't changed for 40 years since they've been doing it. It's their bestseller.
One nice thing about having 25,000 different items to offer is that we almost have something for everybody.
Yeah, you really do. And how is it with QVC?
As far as QVC goes, a lot of the items are made specifically for them, and they're volume price, and they're made really well quality. And things like the Duchess, the Kate Middleton ring that Prince William just gave her. They've sold 45,000 of those rings on QVC.
Oh my gosh.
It's incredible.
That is
It
amazing.
incredible.
And of course, who doesn't love Audrey Hepburn at Breakfast at Tiffany's? I mean, a girl just has to have pearls. And speaking about pearls, Barbara Bush, she asked Kenneth Lane personally for her first set of pearls. She loved the 3-strand pearls. Check out Diana, Princess. Look at her pearls. Kenneth Lane designed for some of the greatest people, actresses, first ladies in the world. But look at Sex and the City girls. Look who's designing for now. I mean, it's endless what Kenneth Lane designs for.
So I just found out that this is actually a copy of Van Cleef & Arpels necklace that Onassis bought for Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis.
How old is this necklace? Is this new, Kenneth?
No, it's old.
Oh, beautiful.
From the 60s. We had worked on this show originally at RISD, Rhode Island School of Design, about 4 years ago, and this is an expanded version. And Mr. Lane's been very supportive, and he was very excited to think that it would open here in the Palm Beach area in the winter. So he was thrilled to come down.
He's very popular with the crowd in Palm Beach, and so many of them are in New York City, and that's his center of operations is the city, and he has lots of friends there. And a lot of the jewelry is actually made in New York and in Providence, Rhode Island. And he's been in business 50 years. It's incredibly exciting.
Incredible.
And he's still creating new designs. And we have wonderful things for sale in the store here at the Norton Museum, as well as the vintage pieces in this exhibition. There are 400 vintage pieces in the show. It's very fun.
Now this show is going to be on here in Palm Beach through May 1st, am I correct?
That's right. It'll be here at the museum until May 1st, and we're hope that lots of you will come and see it. It's really exciting.
I
we'll
think
have lots
so.
of programs about custom jewelry. So
I think
we're
so.
Really
It's
excited.
wonderful. Happy 70th birthday to the Norton Museum of Art.
I have been doing Roxana's hair for years, and she is now with us at the beautiful Edmund James Salon that just opened 1 year ago. What we're doing is we're bringing the best trends from New York City and Los Angeles to here, to Palm Beach Gardens, for all your parties and all your party needs.
Get the look that only Edmund James Salon can give you. It's a salon where friends and family meet. Don't get a hairdo, and don't get a hair down, but get the look. Only at Edmund James Salon. Award-winning Lynn Goldstein is the power behind the lens. As the Palm Beach Photographic Center exhibits her collection of rock and roll, and Lynn gives us a personal insight right into her work. You know what they say, a photo is worth 1,000 words, and you know what? They're true. So come on inside, you're going to see a display like you've never seen of my favorite, rock and roll stars, 40 years of rock and roll history. Come on, they're waiting for us. be one of the largest areas for a photographic center in the state.
Well, it is actually the largest one in the state, and one of very few in the whole United States that does what we do.
We are so honored and grateful that we have the Photographic Center as part of our venues here at City Center.
I'm so happy that you have come out this evening to share tonight, and I hope that if this show has any meaning for you, not only because of the images, but because of your connection to the artists, that you let other people know about this great facility. And I really appreciate being brought here by Fatima and everyone else.
Contact Palm Beach Photographic Center for more information on all their upcoming classes, workshops, and exhibits. At the American International Fine Art Fair, over 200 of the most prestigious art, jewelers, and antique dealers in the world presented their most finest pieces. And did I mention a great opening night preview party with lots of champagne? It was, well, the perfect event to rub shoulders with art dealers, artists, and VIPs like me. Welcome to America International Fine Arts Fair, right here in Palm Beach. So come on, let's go shopping. We've had the pleasure of interviewing the great-grandson of Renoir when he was here with some of his work.
About a year or so ago, there was a major Renoir exhibition which started in Paris called Renoir in the 20th Century. And it went from Paris to Los Angeles to Philadelphia. And it re-examined the second half of Renoir's career. He painted for about 60 years. The first half of his career is the sort of most famous Impressionist period. And then the second half, the sort of mature phase, is the period that we examined with this collection.
We deal in 19th century European paintings, basically Barbizon through French academic, some Impressionist works. So about 1820 to 1920 is the period.
What would something like the Angels behind you go for, which I love that one?
The Emile Mounier, which was probably his Paris Salon painting of 1883, is $750,000.
This has a very interesting history in the painting. The handwriting is that of a copy of George Washington.
Oh, okay.
And George Washington never fought a duel, but it's a challenge to a duel. And the date of the duel, May 16th, 1778, was a famous duel between one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence by the name of Button Gwynedd, who was killed only 2 years after he signed the Declaration of Independence. And therefore his signature is the most sought after of any of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. As a matter of fact, I think 2 months ago, a letter that he was just one of the signers on brought $750,000 at Sotheby's. This painting belonged to a couple who invested all their money with Bernie Madoff. And this was the only thing they had left of value.
Wow. And what will this sell for?
It's $975,000.
I lost my sight about 18 years ago and had been a commercial photographer for the previous 10 years, and then decided that it was time to take my real work without much of my sight. And I went on to have somewhere around 150 shows around the world of autobiographical work.
So ladies, how are you finding Palm Beach and this exhibit tonight?
It's amazing. We're so happy to be here. It's the first time we're exhibiting with David Webb, and we're very happy to find so many admirers and fans of David Webb.
His pieces are big, they've got plenty of personality, you know?
It's big, bold, and beautiful.
It looks
and
it is exactly what it is.
Has a lot of character, and it's very strong, and she doesn't need to wear 100 pieces. She wears one piece, but it says this.
Right. Now, is this one of his?
Yes, from the 60s.
From the 60s, and I assume these are his?
Yes. We just made this from one of his original sketches.
And what would be the price of something like this?
It's $138.
I'm already shopping. I'm just finding all my favorite things at this show. I'll take it.
Probably the most valuable item in the whole show is right here. It's a 100 carat D-flawless pear-shaped diamond.
And where would that come from? I guess I should probably already know that, but...
It comes from South Africa.
From South Africa. What would something like that sell for, Henry?
Well, price is on request. But let's say it's in the vicinity of $50 million.
$50 million. Well, that is stunning. And what about the earrings that would go along with it?
The earrings are 20 carats each. They're also D-flawless, which is the top quality for diamonds, so they're all very rare stones.
We feature anything from Impressionist works by Monet, Jean Dufy, Maximilian Luce, all the way through more modern and contemporary masterworks by Wesselman, Katz, Warhol, Jim Dine. So just a lot of big name, major works by some of the most major artists.
Tell us a little bit about Scavia. Did I pronounce it correctly?
You know, you are so lucky because Mr. Scavia is fortunately here.
Mr. Scavia.
It's
a pleasure. Oh, I'm buying more diamonds here, I tell you. Tell us a little bit about Scavia.
About Scavia, it's, what can I say? We are from Milano. It's a 3-generation company. This year we celebrate 100 years.
Oh, my congratulations.
Yeah. We make emerald. We cut emerald, we buy the rough, we cut emerald, and we provide the piece. And I like so much. The green color I like so much.
Beautiful.
Then here we have a window of opals and sapphires with a beautiful 32 karat Burma, no heat.
What would something like that sell for here at the Palm Beach show?
100,000, 50,000, $1 million, from $5,000-$6,000 up to $2-3 million.
Join our exclusive ringside party with world-famous boxing promoter and artist, Don King, with his canvas as the boxing ring.
When Don King came to us to explore the possibility of coming to Miami with this event, we said yes, yes, and yes. Because what we're seeing here in downtown Miami, the Miami Heat, you know, with the Three Kings, we have concerts with worldwide recognized talent, and now, but we were missing boxing.
Yeah.
So now Don King has brought boxing to Miami, and that put us on the map. So we're very, very excited.
Don is the man. When it comes to promoting boxing, nobody can do it like Don can. Nobody can.
We're very appreciative of Don King bringing these fights here to the city of Miami. And as everybody knows, Miami's a very sexy city, and having these fights here is just wonderful.
They're getting ready to do my life story.
I love that.
Yeah, Phil Ramone and John Benani in New York. And we're going to start casting in March in New Orleans. It's going to open at the Mahalia Jackson Theater.
Oh, wow. You know, I think there's a part for me, don't you think? You did great out there.
It wasn't my best night, but I'll rebound and I'll get better.
He's a good young guy. Right here.
And how are you, John?
I'm good.
What's been going on?
I just flew in from Argentina. I was down at the Argentine Open. So I went down to play a little polo there. And then I watched the Argentine Open, and Ellerstina, my favorite team, won. So I'm here tonight to support my friend Don King. Fantastic, good fight tonight. The main bout, Solis, the Cuban fighter, is tough. He's probably on his way up. This is really good for South Florida, though, isn't it?
I love it.
I'm honored by the boxing community to have reached out and done such a tribute to my mom. For me, it's a new beginning. It's time for DKP 2.0, and I'm going to be that guy.
I think the people and the fans in South Florida have got to come back together to restore South Florida back to its proper place, oasis in paradise.
You know what, Don? There is only you who can bring America back to boxing.
We're going to certainly try, Rocky. I think that this was a great heavyweight match. I thought the light heavyweight was a good championship match. And the vibrancy, you know, the conviviality, the camaraderie, superb, unsurpassed.
Our new network has launched. Roxworld.tv is an extensive IPTV network that brings you the best of everything. Art shows and rock and roll in the Arts and Entertainment Channel. Mega yachts, escape and destination. Pamper yourself in beauty and wellness. Or join me in the kitchen for decadent desserts. Not just everything you want, but everything you need to shop like a celebrity right here on Roxworld. Polo was never more fun or exciting than it was at the first ever GPL. But on April 2nd, Phelps Media Group, Polo Gear, and Palm Beach Rocks bring the residents of Palm Beach County together to experience it all over again for the second annual GPL International Polo Tournament match. More excitement and more fun for the whole family. If you'd like tickets, hotel information, tailgate spaces, or sponsorship information, contact Phelps Media Group International. See you out on the field. On our next episode, America's Most Wanted, John Walsh is entering a worldwide arena to go where no man has gone to fight. NATP, National Association of Television Programming Executives, has never looked better as it flaunts its new shows in the sizzling heat of Miami at Fontainebleau. And check out our exclusive tour of the magnificent 40,000 square foot Lapis Spa. Palm Beach? Keep rocking because the world is watching. I'll see you next time.
There's nothing worse than good taste. Taste is what is important, not necessarily good taste, just taste.
Right, you know, you worked...
Sometimes eccentric taste, you know.
Eccentric is the best.
Yeah, I mean, original taste.
You've also written a book, which, you know, really is the industry Bible.
It's not about sex.
Well, it's good. I'm glad you said that before I said industry Bible here.
It's faking it, but not that kind.
But that to me is like a classic because that really explains so many great things.
I wrote it myself.
Did you really?
Yeah, every word, and if you read it carefully, I make fun of myself as much as possible. I do.
No.
Yeah, you can't drop a lot of brand names and not make fun of yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How do you find society with when you think of the pizza, the disturbing society? But when you think of socialites and
socialites?
Yes, and society.
I think there are
people.
3 left.
There are 3 left?
Yeah.
I won't say who. Oh my gosh. I can buy this. Did you bring my credit card?